Hello and welcome to I Do in the Caribbean Facebook group. Today's live is all about Sandals Resort, and I'm picking Sandals Resort only because I had both my weddings at Sandals. So my first wedding was at Sandals Royal Caribbean, and my second wedding was at Sandals Grenada. So Sandal really has a place in my heart. So that's why I'm going to talk about Sandals Resort today. Well, let me introduce myself first. I'm Sandra Morris. I am the admin for the I Do in the Caribbean Facebook group. And in this group, I try to share useful information for couples looking to have a wedding in the Caribbean that can help them plan their wedding without the stress. So let's move on. So a little bit about Sandals Resort. If you're planning on getting married at Sandals Resort, these are the pictures people normally see that entice them to have a destination wedding. But what does it take to have a destination wedding at Sandals, or why should you choose Sandals as your destination? So first, Sandals is located in about 9 countries or 9 Caribbean countries right now. They have 8 resorts in Jamaica, which is where the Sandals Resort was found. So they have the most resorts in Jamaica. They have 3 resorts in St. Lucia, 2 in the Bahamas, 1 in Antigua, 1 in Grenada, 1 in Barbados, 1 in Turks and Caicos, and coming soon, they're going to have 1 in Curacao, and they're going to be actually having 3 more resorts in Jamaica. So Sandals have 2 type of resorts. Sandals is for couples only or adults only, and Beaches Resort are their family resort. So in all, they have 3 Beaches Resort. There is Beaches Negril, which is in Jamaica. There's Beaches Ocho Rios, which is in the Ocho Rios section of Jamaica, and they have Beaches Turks and Caicos. So those are the only family-friendly resort. So if you're looking for a resort that, you're going to have kids attend, those 3 resorts are your choices if you're going to have guests, if you're going to have kids at your wedding. So those are the resort that you have to choose from. Why Sandals? To me, Sandals offers professional services, meaning that the customer service there, the attention to details, this is why I think they offer such great value for your money when you go to a Sandals Resort, because all the staff is trained to make sure that your stay is going to be the best stay there. Sandals Resorts and Beaches Resort are also have spectacular pools. Depending on which resort you go to, they have the best pools, I would say, or designed differently in the Caribbean. Also, Sandals Resorts are always on the best beach in whatever particular island they are. So this is like a good, if you're a beach person, then Sandals Resort could be a perfect resort, because there are so many, they're always on, as I said, the best beaches. They build their resorts on those. Activities, land and water activities. These resorts offer so many things to do, and most of the time they're all included with no additional charge. So if you're a golfer, if you're a beach lover, if you like scuba diving, there's so much activity for you to do that you don't really need to leave the resort to participate in these. And one of my favorite things about Sandals Resort are their suites to choose from. If you're getting married and you're looking for a unique suite or villa to stay in, Sandals Resort offers so many different room categories, you probably won't know which one to pick. These 4 are by far my favorite. The over the water, and they have over the water bungalows in Jamaica in 3 locations. They're in Ocho Rios, at the Royal Caribbean, and also at Sandals South Coast. They have the Sky Pool Suite, which is a top tier suite that they have, that you have. You have views of the ocean, and it's like an infinity pool. And then the Sunset Millionaire Butler Suites, which is one of their top suites, and it's just a private, almost like a private house, and you have your own pool and your own jacuzzi, It's just it's like the best views. You're like on top of the world when you're in this particular suite. And the Roundable Suite, which are my favorite. I've stayed in them multiple times, and I would definitely recommend these suites. They're very romantic. It's secluded, it's private. No one can see you once you're outside, and it comes with its own pool and jacuzzi. So if I was looking if you're looking to book a romantic honeymoon, anniversary, a Roundable Suite would be a great choice for you to pick. But with Sandals Resort, there's so many room categories based on your budget. You'll always find something that will definitely, be something exceptional for you to stay in and for you to enjoy. Another thing I would say about Sandals, that the dining options are almost endless. I don't think there is enough time for you to eat at all the restaurants that they have to offer. And they have at least 16 dining options at every resort. So you could go every single day and not eat at the same place twice. And few of my favorites are their Asian restaurant, their Indian restaurant, their Caribbean / seafood restaurant, and also their French restaurant. But there's so much to choose from. The food is delicious, and just the atmosphere is so great. What we are here for, weddings and Sandals. Why should you have your wedding at Sandals? And, you look at this beautiful picture, it seems so, this is like where you want to get married. This is what you want your wedding to look like. But how do you get this? The first thing, talk about free weddings. Sandals does have a free wedding, and all you have to book is 3 nights at any one of their room category, and you can have a free wedding. And what I mean by free wedding is someone who has not been married before. A free wedding is not a wedding that if you got married in the States first and then went to Sandals to have your, say, official wedding, you wouldn't get a free wedding there. They would consider that a retie the knot. Once you're already married, you cannot have the free wedding option. So these are for people who are legally getting married in that location, and that's how you get a free wedding. So with a free wedding, you can book 3 nights or more, and these are what's going to be included. And if the more nights you book, the more inclusions you get. So if you book 7 nights or more, you will get a lot more perks. So what's in a free wedding? So once you pick the location, you'll have a personal wedding planner that will guide you through the process of, whatever documents you need to get married, to make sure you get all those documents in. And most times these documents are due 60 days before your wedding. So if you're doing a legal wedding, you definitely need to understand what the requirements are for getting married in that particular country. What's included, you'll get a ceremony location. There are multiple locations to choose once you're on property. So you get to see it online. And once you get on resort also, they'll do a walkthrough with you and show you the actual location, and you can pick. So certain ceremony location will come at additional price. Like if you want to go on get married on an over the water chapel, that comes at additional price, and that's around $750. So these are the things, there's free options. That's great options. You can get married on the beach, you can get married in the gazebo, in the garden. Those are all included with the free weddings. It's just that if you want to elevate your wedding to a certain level, you have to pay a little bit extra to get that. So you'll get a bouquet, you get a boutonniere. These are the flowers that comes with it. If you don't want that, you can opt to upgrade. So you'll get white chairs for all your guests. So the thing with a free wedding, there is no number or, limit on how many people can attend your wedding once they're on property. So that's the good thing I like about a free wedding, that you can have all your family and friends there, and they're not charging it for each additional person over 20, over 30 people. Everyone that is on property can attend your wedding, and it doesn't cost you anything additional. So here you get a pre-recorded music, and you get a complimentary 5x7 wedding photo. So that's what's included in the free wedding. That's the ceremony location. So for the reception, you get a 2-tier cake, you get a table setting, and it's going to be white tablecloth with white linens, and the head table would have a centerpiece on it. And you'll have a cocktail hour with sparkling wine and hors d'oeuvres. And the bride and groom can also pick out a signature cocktail. So for me, that is what I would consider a free wedding. You have your ceremony, you have a cocktail, and you have a reception. And the good thing about Sandals Resort, once you have more than 2 people, or, depending on how many people you invited, you get to pick where you want your reception to be. You don't have to have your reception in a restaurants. So you can pick if you want to have on the beach, if you want it in, in a garden. So you get to pick the location where you want to have your reception and your cocktail. So you're not limited to just having it in a restaurant because you're not having enough people attending your wedding. So that's the good thing. You're not really paying extra to have that there. If you get married there, there's some honeymoon inclusions. You'll have a mimosa breakfast of your choice. They'll give you a romantic dinner, as part of being married in Sandals. So that's part of their honeymoon inclusion. So apart from, in getting a free wedding is great, but, everyone wants to have that dream wedding. So this is where you'll need to add your special touches to make that wedding your own. So for instance, I mentioned if you want to get married in an over-the-water chapel, you definitely have to pay extra to get that because that is a prime location and everybody wants it. So if you want to secure that, you have to pay for that to get married in an over-the-water chapel. There's also Kiss Me at Twilight. If you want to get married at the sunset, that's a prime time. You have to pay additional money to get that particular ceremony time if that's what you want, because it's only one per day and the demand for that is so high. In order for you to secure that, you have to pay to get that particular time. For your wedding, you're going to want photography, you're going to want videography, some kind of entertainment, whether it's a DJ or a live band. Those are additional things you're going to add to make your wedding your own. Do you want, if you're getting married, if you're having your reception on the beach, do you want a dance floor? Do you want uplighting? Do you want, letters, lighted letters? These are things you're going to customize to make your wedding your own. So Sandals, I would say, give you the basic, and then you're going to be the one who have to do the enhancement to make that wedding your own. So decor is a big thing. So, I showed you the picture of the striped yellow and black decor. If you want that, it's going to cost you. And what they do, they include whatever the customized cost is to get that look. So really, it's up to you. It's up to your vision. It's up to your budget. Where do you want to spend your money on your wedding? But you can have a wedding that doesn't cost you a lot. It all depends on where you think you want your vision to come through. And they have a spa service there also where you can get your hair, makeup done. They have a bridal suite if you want to rent that for you to get ready in. So there's lots of options that you can choose to enhance your wedding to make it your own. So those are really the things I wanted to talk about. So also getting married at Sandals. Sandals is not for everyone, meaning that their room cost is not exactly, I would say, cheap, or it's affordable, but it's it's up to you depending on the type of guests you're going to have, or people you're going to invite to your wedding. Will they be able to afford the rooms at Sandals? So that's something to think about if you're going to have your wedding at Sandals. Their rooms are not exactly discounted, meaning that whatever price you see on their website is the same price you're going to get from any vendor or any other website you go on. So they really don't discount their price. So their price is set, except when they have certain sale. They'll have a 7/7 sale, 7% off. So you can look out for those type of events when it happens. It's usually around a holiday. So that is the Sandals price per room. So you can actually look on the website, depending on the day you want to get married, and see what the room cost is and see if that is something that would be something that your guests can pay to attend your wedding. The other thing is for weddings at Sandals, in order to start the process, once you find the Sandals resort that you like and the wedding date is available, how the Sandals process work is that you have to book a room with your wedding. So unlike other resorts, you can book your wedding date and not have a room secured till later on. But with Sandals, each wedding must have an underlining couples room. So the couples have to book a room once they secure their wedding date, and that goes together. The next thing is, if you want to secure group contract for your guests that you're inviting, there's two different type of contracts. You can have a contracted groom in which you sign a contract, and if you're doing the minimum amount of rooms is 10 rooms for that. And what that requires that the bride and groom would have to put down 20% of the cost of those rooms. So for instance, if you're reserving 3 nights for 10 rooms, that's 30 rooms, and each room is say $2,000 times 10, that's $20,000. You'd have to put on 20% of that cost. So that can be very high for certain couples, and they don't want to do it that way. The other way you can secure a group room for your guests would be a group code, in which every time one of your guests book, this code is added to the room, so they know that all these rooms go together. There is no discount, and whenever the guests book their rooms, that's the price they paid that is advertised on that day. So, the drawback for that is that if the rooms become unavailable, then they have to go to another room category. You're not holding any rooms in there in the block, meaning that whenever they book, is what's available is what they get. And you can't guarantee that they're going to have a room. So that's one of the drawbacks with having a group code instead of a contract. But a contract, you have to put more money down. So what I would advise, if you're having a Sandals wedding, and you tell all your guests that you're having a wedding, the best thing I would say is tell your guests to put a $200 deposit down as soon as possible, so they can hold their room and hold the price. And if they can't attend, there's a time that they can cancel without any penalty. So it's just, a good advice just to tell them to put a deposit down on their rooms, so at least the rooms will be secured, and they can be able to attend your wedding. So those are the items that I want to discuss in having your wedding at Sandals or a beaches resort. So for me, I like their customer service. Once I booked my wedding, I had a wedding planner that walked me through the process and also helped me in picking out what I needed for my wedding. And once I got on property, the wedding managers on the property would walk me through what the process is once I got to the property, what to expect. And they walked me through that to make sure I was comfortable. Anything I need to change, they change, and just make sure they made all my guests feel welcome, which is what I loved about having my wedding there. Also, my guests really had a great time, and they still talk about the wedding they had there. And, it just makes me feel happy that I could have a wedding someplace that they took real good care of me as a bride and also my guests. If you have any questions on Sandals, I'm actually going to be there on June 29th. I'm going to Sandals South Coast, and I'm going to be learning more about what their wedding program is. I'm also going to be coming live from there. So if there's anyone in this group that have any specific questions about getting married at a Sandals Resort, or just any question about Sandals South Coast, I'll be there for about 4 days. So I will come live, just walk you through that particular property, show you the different wedding locations, talk a little bit more about their wedding packages, what they offer, and a little bit more about the resort. So what I like about Sandals South Coast is that it has a lot of over the water. They have over the water chapel, they have over the water bungalows, they have over the water bar, they have over the water swings. I think they have over the water restaurants. So if you're looking for some place that have over the water, over the top stuff, I would say Sandals South Coast could be a good resort to have your wedding. It's also a little bit away from the other resorts. Sandals have 9 or 8 resorts in Jamaica. They're mostly in Negril, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios. Sandals South Coast sits by itself a little bit in between Montego Bay and Negril. So it's not in, I would say, the touristy location. So it's very quiet, laid back, romantic, but the service there is so over the top. And I just love going to that resort because it's just a really nice, mellow resort to go to. And, they just updated the resort, and they've included a lot of new suites that I will show when I get there. So you'll be able to see all the different swim out suites, rendezvous that they have to offer, nice romantic suites. If you're looking to, take a romantic vacation, that's someplace you can think of going. So I will definitely be coming to you live from Sandals South Coast next week. So if anyone in this group have any specific question about Sandals, getting married at Sandals, or even going to a Sandals resort, please leave me a message below and I will certainly answer them. So until next week, I will see you. Bye for now.